Shadows, as you enter, you do notice that your horse is gone.
Good.
So that seems to have been taken care of. You go see the chef?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Drinky paladin.
I'm going to just like walk up to the chef and just like sprawl out like a cloth just filled with the mushroom.
Yeah, you walk in, like the kitchen is super busy. They are currently, you know, preparing food for everyone. And he sees you walk in. He basically drops everything he's doing. He like tells one of the others to like keep stirring that pot and comes over to you. And he investigates the mushrooms and he's just super excited. Like he's very hyped about them. Like they are magnificent.
Now, Chef, as I told you, I'm not very proficient in making poisons as of yet. I'm still learning. But
I can teach you a few things if you want.
I hope so. I don't have a lot of time, and it seems we're at war. And these would certainly help.
Oh,
Now,
yes.
How much do you think I can make from these?
That depends on what you are exactly trying to create.
Well, if I told you that maybe I had an idea for a certain item that would explode into smaller items, and from those items this poison would come out.
Then I would tell you that you're insane and that is just not doable. But when you're trying to turn them into just poison, like a poison cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, these are very good. One of them should be, each of them should be able to produce quite a substantial amount of poison.
Okay. And how long would the malice poison take to brew?
Oh, well, that one is, if we work together 2 days?
Perfect. That's all I need.
If you help me prepare, then I can take care of the rest, so you don't have to hang around the entire time.
If that'll help, I also want to try and learn as well.
Of course.
Even if you
and around
even if you give
around
me some
this
notes,
time,
Viols.
like around this time, like another lizard just comes around and just starts yelling at him in Draconic to fucking stop messing about and, you know, go help them out because there's stuff that needs to be doing and there's hungry people outside.
I'm gonna look at the dude that's shouting at him and say in Draconic and be like, hey, who's the head chef around here?
The head chef just laughs and he waves the other guy off and he says, listen, come to my room after dinner and we can properly start working on this.
Perfect. I'll see you then.
Alright. Everyone else, you get some food. And you also receive a summons by the Queen who would like to speak with you. At your earliest convenience.
She considered the offer to dance with Janice.
He rejected me once, I'm not going to ask again. I can take a no for an answer. Sometimes.
Can you now?
Shut up.
Alright. Do you want to go there right now, or are you telling her that you're busy and you'll be there later? Do you have something you want to take care of first?
I don't want to keep the Queen waiting, so I would like to go. I don't know about the rest.
All of us? Then I'll go, okay.
You also notice a distinct absence of Litrix and Stolgig still.
Well, someone had some
Nowhere
fun.
to be seen.
Where are
Nowhere
those two?
to be seen.
I mean, we could check their quarters on the way. I don't really want to stumble upon anything that I don't want to stumble upon.
I mean, Stolgek was put in the same room as you guys, because you all just have one room, because the lair isn't that big. And Litrix would, sleep with other Lizardfolk. It's only bonded pairs get their own rooms, so everyone else just has shared barracks basically.
Dormitory.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, let's see the
With the brewing lab.
Yep. The queen is sitting there on her throne, and she seems to be reading something. And when you come in, she looks up and she says, welcome back. I hope the meeting with our protector has gone well.
Yes, of course.
I do have to ask, though, did you do something to the head shaman again?
Well, we haven't seen the head shaman. Why do you ask?
Oh, no, I just saw him earlier and he seemed a bit even more cranky than usually. I was just wondering if you had done something again. But if that's not the case, I'll go ask him about it later.
No, it's perfectly fine. I'll be upfront with you. He had his apprentice escort us to Imbar, and as far as his apprentice told us that we were to relinquish our weapons, and the way your shaman has been acting towards us, most of us weren't very fond of that.
She sort of puts a hand to her head and she sighs and she says, yes, well, I certainly wouldn't have asked of you to just throw away your weapons in the middle of a swamp, even though it is a very secure area, but I know that I'll talk to him. I'm glad that you managed to sort it out, though.
Yes, Osk was very good. Very brave. Smart boy, that one.
Yes, he is one... I've heard good things about him. Very quick on the uptake, usually. But a bit shy around people, I've noticed.
A little, but he seemed to get used to us after a while.
Oh, that's good. Honestly, I was thinking about fostering the relationship with the nearby villagers a bit more, and maybe sending him to Saltmarsh to learn more about the going-ons of the outside of the swamps.
Or maybe he can join us next time we go to Saltmarsh, and he can join with Litrix if you'd like. Litrix seems a little bit more familiar now with the outside areas. Maybe they can both work together.
She nods and she says, yeah, I mean, obviously it's up to them, but I will talk to them, see if they're interested.
Of course.
But what I actually asked you to come here for was not for pleasant chats, but rather I have a favor to ask of you. One that I'm aware isn't exactly a small one. As you see, we are preparing for war, but we are dearly lacking information about our enemy. Mm-hmm. I wanted to ask you if you were willing to head over to the Sahuagin stronghold and do a bit of a scouting mission for us. Figure out how many of them there are, how many leaders they have, how many important people are there, what is their strength, how ready are they, what are their defenses.
And you have no information at all?
Not a lot, no. It has been very difficult for my people to get close. And well, she chuckles a bit and she says, I will admit that I'm more reluctant to send my own people out there than I am to send battle-hardened adventurers.
No, that's absolutely understandable. Okay. I feel I have no objections with this. How does everyone else feel? Considering we're already going to be fighting in this war, we might as well put some more effort in and get ourselves an advantage.
Oh, I concur.
Okay.
Yep. Although, I can be a bit noisy when trying to scout.
I can help with that. Don't worry.
I can.
I know
speak
what you mean.
to them as well. If we manage to maybe capture one, we could.
Interrogate him.
Sahuagin, don't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect. Excellent.
Will we have to? Will we have to kill him twice again to make him speak?
Look, it's happened once. I don't think we need to keep doing it with every interrogation. Unless, of course, necessary.
Oh, I'm not the one doing the killing.
Broth is just not understanding anything at this point.
I'm just gonna pat Brathar on the back at this point and be like, it's best not to ask.
Really?
You'll understand soon enough.
My queen, I feel that my party are very much willing.
She looks rather relieved, and she says, "Well, I was hoping you would say that. I do think that out of everyone, you might have the best chance of going there, finding out useful information, and making it back alive, or, without getting captured."
Out of curiosity, do you have any Sahuagin prisoners here?
Let me check.
The only reason I ask is because, well, the fisherman here is quite articulate in speaking Sahuagin, so maybe he might be able to get a little bit of information out of him before we go and scout ahead.
Is that like a...
Well, as it turns out, they do. She nods, yes. And she says, "Yes, actually, we've managed to capture one a few weeks ago. Didn't really get anything useful out of him, but we just kept him around."
I'm guessing none of you know how to speak Sahuagin, or?
Not very well, no. I know for a fact that they can speak Common, though, but they refuse to interact with us at all.
Sam, do you feel like you might be able to grease his wheels? Or his
considering where he is and what they are about to do, I'm not sure he wants to say too much. To be completely honest.
It could be worth a shot, though.
Worth a try, yeah.
I mean, it's worth a try, for sure. There's always a chance that when someone hears their own language, they open up a little bit.
Yeah, he might feel a little more comfortable around you. Maybe, who knows, you can feed him some fish.
Maybe you can also promise him escape or freedom and not fulfill the promise.
It's not mine to do so.
Can he be our new Ned?
Look, I've had one Ned, I don't need any more.
Alright, into the prison we go.
Yeah, sorry, I was just checking something. Yeah, the queen, she tells you to be careful, but, she gets one of the lizards to lead you to his cell, which is actually, in a different area than where, Ned and the cultists are being kept. And they lead you in. It's a stone chamber. Where you would expect to see a floor, there is instead a watery surface. Halfway across the room, a metal grill extends across the space. Though the water is not particularly clear, you can see a shape swimming around below the surface beyond the grill. Above the water, the cell is bare. And the guard just, again, gives you the key, and he looks at you and he says, "Don't let him out." And sort of goes to the back of the room and leans against the door. Like, he's definitely gonna stay, but he's not gonna intervene.
Okay. I'll open the door and I'll come in with Sam. I don't know what everyone else wants to do, but just in case.
Well, I'm not going inside the water because I'm wearing heavy armor.
Yeah, water sounds bad at the moment because I'm also in heavy armor.
Yeah, like I
work
said,
for
there's
me? I haven't
parts
thought
of
about
it is shallow water, and then it like goes down deeper.
Am I fine in water because of my helmet?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your heavy armor does not impede you in water. Yay, magic!
Huzzah!
Because it would take me like 5 minutes or something to get my chainmail off, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yep.
just not worth it.
It would
It's like,
be a
look,
lot.
if you got into trouble, drag him out of the water, then I can help.
Is there anything in particular you want to ask Janice? You a bit better in the minds of questioning people than I am.
Yeah, I think as you approach, like, you notice the humanoid shape underwater, like, sort of comes up, and just his head pokes out. And none of you have seen Sahuagin before, so let me show you. I don't think you have, anyway.
No.
Maybe. I don't remember.
Oh, not in game.
That is not how you... Right. Wait, what?
I mean, any information is valuable information, but if we can get
Oh.
an idea of how many there is potentially in this stronghold,
There you go.
what weapons they
This-
might have, anything really.
This is what he looks like, minus obviously the weapon and the armor. Because
He looks like he's had Botox on those lips.
he really does, doesn't he? They yeah, he has... You also notice... Oh, you don't notice because his mouth is closed. Don't worry about it. Yeah, and he just pops to the surface and just sort of looks at you. Doesn't say anything, just, you know, curious, but not...
Okay.
Not gonna start the conversation.
He's not gonna start it now. Alright.
No.
Can we kill him now then?
What did we know from him before we got down? Nothing, right? Just
Nothing.
a prisoner. That's all we
Nothing
know.
sure. He's just a prisoner.
He's a prisoner they captured a few weeks ago. Just probably, they assume he's just a scout that might have been trying to get information on them. And they just kept him around. They couldn't get any useful information out of them. But they also... They obviously didn't want to let him go, but they just kept him alive, you know, in case they might need him for any reason. Basically, they just kept him around for good measure.
Okay.
It's a new experience for me. Not so used to asking questions.
The first for everything.
Also playing the stupid paladin with what, -4 intelligence or something? I was actually only -2.
You got this. I'm here.
I got this. He does speak common, so he does understand you.
Yeah, he does speak common.
Yeah, but I don't think he'd be willing to speak with me at all. I can try. If you want, you could just translate.
Well, I guess I started asking him mentioning that we're here, that they are about to start a war with the lizards. Why is this a thing they want to do?
He just looks at you. He doesn't react. He just growls a bit, but doesn't
I growl back.
Hey Sam.
Growling doesn't get you far.
Hey Sam. Try using this, and I take a Procon's amulet.
Fuck's sake.
What is that?
You can't solve all problems by hitting people with a holy symbol.
Holy shit.
I feel like I missed some context for that one.
Oh, yep.
It kind of worked last time, so.
Yeah, but I don't think
Look, I
this
don't
is
have
the...
Stogeg here to hold him upside down, alright?
Alright, you do you.
Look, I'm gonna lean down. Is he standing or what is he? How's he
He's
right now?
He's like in the deep part of the water, and he's like swimming there, and just basically his head and his nose are above water level.
I'm just gonna actually sit down in the water and look at him and just speak in common, and ask Zooks to sit with me. And I'm gonna look over and just simply say, look, we simply just want to ask a few questions. Now, if you answer them and you answer them correctly and willingly, then it might get you a bit of favor with the Queen. Who knows? It might even get you out of this cell a lot sooner than what you might not.
He just chuckles a bit, and he answers in common. Actually, he says, "Why would I want favor with someone who's as good as dead?"
Well, if she's as good as dead, then you'd probably want to get out of here sooner so that she could be with your tribe.
He just shrugs. The tribe doesn't need me.
Apparently so, they just left you to die.
My own fault for getting captured.
Apparently so. How did you get captured, by the way?
He like moves, like swims just a tiny bit closer, and he says, "Well, I was out on a hunting trip, and I got a bit too close to the wrong area of the ocean, I guess. I didn't even see them. Suddenly they were just upon me, knocked me out before I could react. They killed my eel right in front of me. I knew him ever since he was a tiny little hatchling.
I'm sorry to
Raised
hear.
him with my own hands."
They always want to play the sympathy card, don't they?
This
We
one
don't care.
specifically.
I like eel, it's tasty.
Yeah, what do they taste like? How do you prepare them? How can you live with yourself just living with them for so long and then just eating them? Is that what you do?
You know, you actually notice his attitude change a bit, and he shows you this wide grin, and you can see that he has all these shark teeth, and he says, "They taste delicious the older they get."
So you weren't so sad after all, it was just a meal.
Well, he didn't get to eat it, did he? That's why he's sad.
Also, he was still far too young. He wasn't ready yet.
That poor eel that you were going to eat eventually. Look, how far away from your home were you when you got captured?
He...
It's a little
He
odd
says
for you
very,
to be
very,
traveling this
very
far
far.
out, isn't it? What made you travel so far out? You were just
I'm
simply
the
hunting,
adventurous type.
or an idiot.
Just shrugs. Again, just swimming just a tiny bit closer to you.
Now, I'm curious about your homelands. This, I'm guessing you've come from this Sahuagin stronghold that I've heard so much about. Yes?
Our new home, yes. It is rather nice. And he, like, sort of gives, like, the side eye to the lizard who's, like, leaning against the door. Who, like, snarls a bit, but, you know, doesn't say anything. Oh, yeah, we quite enjoy it.
Why exactly are your people deciding to attack the Lizardfolk?
Not because they were there, because their hideout was in a convenient place, and because we wanted it.
That tells me.
And if we want it, we take
nothing.
it.
Would it not be better to have friends instead of enemies when you share similar lifestyles?
Good joke.
I mean, a war.
Would you make friends with your food? Would you make friends with
Apparently
like a
you
tiny
did.
crab?
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
Well,
It seems like you do.
we do practice that actually. On the surface, it's called farming.
Exactly. We do. We all do.
Maybe it's something you should consider.
I do love a good cow. Fantastic animals. You get beef and milk. What more could you want? Suppose the vegetables also can't go astray. But point is, beef and milk in the one animal, and you can even have the leather afterwards.
You really want me to use the bone for ornaments?
Sewing needles, you know.
You can
What I
drink
mean
from their
is-
horns.
Stomach makes a good water skin. Very versatile.
You can drink from horns.
What I mean is that obviously you are not a weak species, because otherwise you wouldn't just go out and war because you wanted to. But getting more and more wars is gonna hurt, right? Because you know you're still gonna lose people, even if it's worth it in one battle. The next thing is that other species are gonna notice, and more species are gonna notice, and you're gonna end up having your tribe against everyone. In the end, you're going to lose.
Because you make a lot of enemies.
Yeah, you know it's true.
And if you're going to lose, then
Might
you
be
might
good
as
in
well help
water,
us.
but you're not gonna take all of the lands, right? It's not gonna
He
happen.
just laughs and he says, we are not terribly concerned about the lower races' opinions. Besides, they can't even form a proper alliance, can they? And the humans? You guys? Half of you don't even know we exist, and the other half doesn't realize that we are this close. Why should we be worried about it?
How close exactly?
That's what I'm saying. The more you do, the more they will know that you're here, and they will take actions together.
And
That's
by
the
then
point.
it will be too late.
I don't think you grow that quickly, do you?
He just again gives you this very teethy smile.
Oh, I don't worry about your teeth.
They could
I've
use
seen
a
them
brush.
before.
Now look,
Yep, he doesn't say anything.
is there anything you could tell us at all? Or are you just going to be a stubborn bastard and stay in the cell for the rest of your life?
I don't see any reason to tell you anything.
Well,
I'm
because
just talking to you because it's entertaining. Because I don't get to talk to people a whole lot here and it's getting boring. But if you were coming here hoping that I might spill the beans on all of our grand plans and tell you about all the ways you might be able to defeat us and save it and be the heroes, then I'm afraid you've come to the wrong place.
Do you even know any of that?
I do? Of
Inside?
course I do. Alright. I don't believe you. Nope, he seems to be, you know,